All right, guys, welcome to the Bellator 265 stream. Thank you guys for already joining me. Appreciate you. It's Golm versus Swanson right now. First round, it just started. We'll see what happens. Golm had him in the Muay Thai clinch. I know this isn't a big card, but I figured I'd start streaming for it. I started this channel streaming small cards, so I figured I'd continue. We can talk about whatever's going on MMA-wise. Thanks for joining me, Issa. And thanks for sending the messages. If anything else you guys want to talk about, just leave it in the chat. Golm just chopping the leg up. Body shot by Golm. This is actually a funny fight. Swanson's getting chewed up. That head kick was pitiful by Swanson. Yeah, I figure most people aren't watching the card. If you have any questions you want to talk about MMA, leave them in the chat, man. I understand this card is not good at all. I just like to get on here and interact with you guys. Not really for the card at all, too much. I mean, I don't even know who these guys are. Did you get your tickets to UFC 267 yet? Issa? And Sammy, sorry, I will not be. I'll get my channel banned for that. I don't even know how many people are looking for this card at all tonight, to be honest. This is a pitiful, pitiful card. But maybe some people are interested. Swanson's getting beat up against the cage right now, punched in his gut. Big knee. Watching wrestling tonight, the Masters got me hyped. People are saying CM Punk might return. That's huge if it happens. UFC 267, a bit of a stretch. I'll try, though. That'd be awesome if you can make it, man. This guy looks like a Roy Nelson wannabe. I'll be streaming tomorrow night for Cannonier versus Gastelum as well, which is far more interesting. Golm's about to finish Swanson. Just piecing him up against the cage. I hope you make it to 267, man. That'd be awesome. The card is filthy. We just got him pressed up against the cage. Not much is really happening in this fight. I can't wait for Yoel Romero versus Phil Davis. I just want to see Yoel Romero fight again. I love watching Yoel Romero. This guy, it's one round in. This guy looks like he's been in a 5-round war. That's how tired he looks. Dude, if the tickets aren't that much, I'd try to go, man. That's going to be a sick card. Oh, he finishes him. 7 seconds to go. The ref's about to jump in. 5 seconds. Ref jumps in. 5 seconds to 4 seconds to go. Stoppage. Last second, first round stoppage. Marcelo Golm finishes Roy Nelson wannabe Swanson. Yeah, my guess is they'll probably offer tickets probably in a couple weeks. My guess is they would go on sale. They usually go on sale about 2 months before. Whew, nobody cares about this fight. Are you going to be watching? Are you going to be here for the stream tomorrow for Jarrett Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And do me a favor, don't forget to like the stream if you're in here. Swanson doesn't even look like he belongs in a cage. He got destroyed. Got absolutely destroyed. Got absolutely destroyed. Gotta go tweet out this link. It was a brutal victory. See, how did that guy fight in the UFC? Respect. He didn't deserve to be in the UFC. He got destroyed. This was a wannabe Roy Nelson, and he just got absolutely demolished. Yeah, you think? Bellator is just putting on this is a terrible, terrible card. I mean, who cares? I don't even know who these people are. What's going on, Dino? Appreciate you joining the stream tonight. Don't forget to like the stream. Yeah, I know his name isn't really CM. It's Phil. Guys, if you're in here, don't forget to like the stream for me. What's up? Hope I'm not late. No, I just started. I just randomly decided to do a stream. Bellator's on. I'm not all that excited for any of the fights on Bellator. But I figured I'd do a stream here and we could talk MMA while we're watching it. You know what I mean? Is Josh Thompson on crack right now? Is anybody else watching this? Yeah. Well, who's fighting on bare knuckle fighting? Yeah, it'll be a decent seeing Cheick Kongo fight. I got. They're talking to the gold medalist from the American wrestling team. Bellator's probably hoping to sign him to like some type of prospect contract. He doesn't really give a real answer. But Dulcor, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Hey, let's hang out. Stick around, ask some questions. Main event? Who do you think will win? I really don't know, man. Maybe I really don't know, man. Cheick Kongo's so inconsistent. He's getting old. But I'll just go with Cheick Kongo. But I really don't have a good prediction for you. I don't really know, but it's for the bantamweight strap. Yo, what's up with Kayla? She is cringe. Yes, she is cringe. It's almost like she's so confident it's cringy. Dulcor, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I really think they look nice, man. I really do. I think they turned out great. I'm excited to have them up. And I mean, you can see they really turned out nice. Boom. Yeah, I'm streaming 3 days in a row. But I think they really turned out nice. I think they look great in any color, man. I'm going to go look it up right now, actually. I'm going to go look it up myself. The dark gray. I haven't seen it in a minute. It's been a minute. They're showing a promo for Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Maybe I should stream for that. But I ain't paying for that. Let's see. Showtime's putting everything into that, though. Let's see. I honestly believe Jake is going to win as much as I despise saying that. I have no idea. I think Woodley's probably going to win, but it doesn't really interest me, and I'm not paying for that. I'm not going to watch that. Showtime's going all out, though. Honestly, Jake is going to win as much. She's definitely on PEDs. Probably. I want Tyra to absolutely destroy and humble Jake. I would have been with you recently, but he's kind of grown on me a little bit. Even I don't really like talking about it because I don't really like supporting those freak show fights. But the way he's kind of coming at Dana a little bit about fighter pay is kind of made me on his side a little bit. He's made everyone hate him, so they want to see him lose, thus no money. Yep, exactly. He's tricking everyone. He just makes you hate him, so you tune in. That's why I avoid that stuff. I avoid that stuff because, I don't care for those freak show fights all that much. I love elite MMA, world class athletes, and to me, I get it. There's a market for it, and if you enjoy it, I have no problem with that. But for me, it just doesn't interest me. It doesn't get me excited. And especially for, $50, $60 price tag. So for me, I didn't even watch Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. That's how much I am against the freak show fights. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And what he's been saying to Dana White has been hilarious lately. Guys, make sure to like the stream. It helps the channel. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can participate in the chat. Go subscribe right now. Nobody else is streaming the Showtime fights. Nobody's watching Bellator right now but me. So I'm doing the dirty deed for you guys. I'm watching it for you. So I can let you know if anything eventful happens. So the least you can do is like the video and subscribe. Yeah. I'm glad they ain't doing MMA either, but if they were doing MMA, Tyron Woodley would wreck him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Demetrius Johnson versus... Give me Demetrius Johnson versus Uberim from back in the day. I'd watch that in a second. Or imagine Demetrius versus Francis Ngannou. I'd watch that. Make sure you stop by tomorrow, Dual Core, for Cannoneer versus Gastelum. I'll be streaming that tomorrow. I'm sure that'll be a lot more fun to talk about. Yeah, I've heard that. How much is that pay-per-view? I'm curious. Does anybody know how much the pay-per-view is? $60? Eggs, wouldn't that be funny? I mean, I get it. It's kind of awkward, but I would like to see it. $60? Yeah. I think if it, let's say, I mean, this isn't going to happen, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if my subscribers wanted me to watch that so bad and live stream it, they would have to super chat me at least like $120 so I could go order it and watch it. It would have to be at least $120 for me to go order the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley pay-per-view and go watch it. I don't even think I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to support it in any way, shape, or form, to be honest. I'm happy they're getting paid, but other than that, I don't care. Oh, I'm sure there is. You're not ordering it though, right, Dualcore? You just gonna catch the result, or are you gonna try to find a stream? Where's the shirts? Its link is in the description, my friend. It's a little disorganized right now, but I'm gonna get the store in order. Imagine if Woodley just knocks him dead. We have Dante Schiro. He looks like he just woke up. He's not walking out with anyone. He's just walking out by himself. Where's his team at? He doesn't have anybody with him? This is a first. This is bizarre. This is incredibly bizarre. Yeah, I wouldn't stay up till 5 a.m. to watch that trash. I can't believe that I stayed up all night to watch Jake versus Ben Askren. I'm gonna fall for this BS again. Issa, did you pay for Askren versus Paul? Am I hyped for Fury versus Wilder 3? No. To be honest, this sounds crazy coming from a massive combat sports fan. I'm not a huge guy into boxing at all. It's just, for me, it's hard to understand and not understand boxing. I understand boxing, and I've enjoyed the sport of boxing, But for me, it's hard to keep track of what's going on in the hierarchy there, uh, and it's I just can't get into it because I don't understand who's where, and there's all these different organizations, and it seems like the fights that people are talking about never happen. I actually watched Fury versus Wilder, the most recent one. Uh, I didn't pay for it, but one of my buddies did, and I watched it, and I wasn't impressed. Yeah, it's very confusing. That's why I'm so resistant to adding weight classes to the UFC. I'm just worried it gets too diluted, and if you're not a big fan, it's hard to. It's the barrier of entry is hard. Let's see. Sorry, I was looking at something. The way I see it, boxing is an art, MMA is a fight. It's too confusing with all the belts. Boxing also makes way less sense than MMA title wise. I love Tyson Fury for his comeback story. Sorry, I was looking at something. I forgot I was even streaming for a second. uh, I was reading something. Let's see. What boxing fight have you watched? Very few of them, my friend. I don't even remember. I really do want to see new weight classes though, because I feel like with fighters who can't make weight cut are too small for the next division. I know what you're saying. 165 and 195 should be added, and welterweight should go up to 175. Gastelum to 170, but it would complicate things a lot. That's what I think. He barely made the cut to 185 this time. I don't see him at welterweight anytime soon. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Next fight is starting up, guys. Schiro versus Storley. Or Gastelum to 205. I want to see that. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. He's just on top of him. Now he's in side guard. Storley's on top. No different than Roy Nelson. Nothing's really happening right now. They're both on the ground. Not much going on. Not much going on at all, my friends. I don't know why, but Khabib's been going a bit mad. He apparently said in an interview he hated being at Mike Tyson's ranch because of how Tyson looked and all the weed and stuff. Sup, Joey? What's going on, Johnny Coke Jones? Y'all saw how happy Aldo was about the Munoz win. It was a thrill and agony. I didn't see that, but I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I have seen people. Khabib's been doing too many interviews, and I just think he's giving his honest opinion, but it comes out like he's talking trash. I think he's just being honest. And it ends up being a bad look because people are asking him about so many different guys, and then he's saying what he honestly thinks, but it just looks like he's talking shit. So I get both sides, and it's kind of a bad look. Yep, it is because he's Muslim. Yep, I knew that. What's going on, Johnny Coke Jones? Just there's nothing going on in this fight right now. Well, I want to let me. Okay. Nothing's going on in this fight, so if you guys want to talk about something, yeah, true, but come on. Yeah, I think it's a bad look for all the way around. Like, he just keeps shitting on certain guys, and it just sounds bad, but I think he's just being honest. No, I get it. How hyped are you for Yoel Romero's return in September? Very, very hyped. I think it was before you were in here. I think it's September 18th. But I was talking about before you came in here. I'm really excited for that fight. I wish it was against Anthony Rumble Johnson, but it is what it is. If I ever smoked weed, you'd be getting the news that I died. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I get there's all different beliefs, but that's wild. By the way, guys, if anybody wants to support the channel, feel free to send them super chats. I always appreciate them. But no matter what, thank you for joining me. Like the stream, that's always free. And keep filling the chat with questions. I greatly appreciate it. Which former UFC welterweight champion prime do you think could beat Usman, not including GSP? None of them. None of them. I don't even think GSP could beat Usman, probably, and even in his prime. I think it'd be a very interesting matchup. I think it would be close, but I'd probably still go with Usman. How would a Kurt Angle do in MMA? He'd get destroyed. Yoel did get robbed. I don't know if you've been here before, Johnny, when I've talked about it. Yoel Romero. Oh, let me just look this up real quick before I speak and mess up what I'm trying to say here. Yoel Romero could arguably be undefeated in the UFC because he arguably beat Robert Whittaker twice. He could have easily got the decision over Paulo Costa. And he could have easily got the decision over Israel Adesanya. That's crazy, man. But I get it. If Whittaker takes the belt from Adesanya, we probably see a trilogy. And can't get it back from him. I 100% see Usman going up to 185 and taking the middleweight title. I don't think he can beat Whittaker, honestly. I think Whittaker has just enough to stifle the takedowns and outstrike him. There's nothing going on with this fight right now. Storley is just holding him down at will. Unpopular opinion, Whittaker beats Usman. I think Whittaker beats Usman too. I'd be scared of Yoel too. He just sits there then explodes out of nowhere. I know. I'm sad that Adesanya fight was as bad as it was. Romero's a beast. To think he's in his late 40s still fighting as well as he is just defying logic to me. I know. And he's looked the same for years. I don't think he's using. I know a lot of people say he's using, but he's looked the same since he was in the Olympics in the 1990s. He probably just has freak genetics. This fight is awful. Izzy has flaws in his game for sure. Every fighter does. Just lying on top of him, no real ground and pound. Schiro just holding on for dear life. Looking like he's trying to get himself guillotined here. This is awful. Who do you think gives better hugs, Ngannou or Lewis? I'll say Ngannou. Still nothing happens. Schiro goes for a leg lock, but it doesn't happen. Ngannou versus Prime Yoel at heavyweight. Who takes it? Probably Ngannou, just because he's naturally bigger. I always wanted to see Yoel Romero versus John Jones. I thought that would have been a fun fight. MMA Joey versus Prime Mike Tyson. Who would win? Prime Mike Tyson. I pride my channel on being an honest guy. I saw the video of Ngannou playing ball with a little kid on in bed. It's still the most wholesome thing I've seen in my life. I must have missed that one. At middleweight with a welterweight frame, is it just him being lazy? He came back and made weight. So I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe his scale was a little bit off and he came back and made it. It's not like he was over by 5 pounds and didn't make it. So I can't really comment on it. Is anybody else in here even watching this Bellator fight? I'm just curious because it is awful. It is awful. So keep asking questions. If either Costa or Vettori lose their fight, do you see them loser moving up to light heavyweight? Probably not, honestly. I don't know what they do if they lose. But I think Paulo Costa is going to win that fight just for an early prediction. I figured, yeah. Yeah, I don't. This Bellator cards in this fight that's particularly on right now. If I was a fan that was there live, I'd be disgusted. I don't even know how they sell tickets to this. This is one of the worst fights I've seen in my life. Introducing. They're advertising for their app now. This is getting old. Yeah, Costa is second in line to beating Izzy, in my opinion. He wasn't fully there last fight, in my opinion. He got outclassed, man. I don't know if he can beat him. I really don't. The fight was, he didn't fight nowhere near the way he should have, though. But he just got outclassed. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful shirt, guys. Look at that beautiful shirt. Okay, third round's about to begin. What's going on, Anthony Veloci? Thanks for joining the stream. I'm watching a terrible Bellator fight just for you guys right now. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. This is one of the worst fights I've ever seen. Phil Davis, Joel Romero, September 18th. I think Joel Romero beats Phil Davis badly. I'm still disappointed we didn't get to see Anthony Johnson. Sober Costa is already a mythical fighter, honestly. Guys, I'll tell you, of everything I bought for my YouTube channel, the best thing I bought was this. I bought this Herman Miller office chair. It's like brand new. It's like $1,500, but I bought it used from somebody. It was basically brand new anyway, for $500 about. And it is so comfortable. I can sit in it for 10 hours. Do you think the winner of tomorrow's main event is next in line for a title if the UFC make a middleweight title fight for UFC 269? Because I don't think Whitaker will be ready. I don't think so. I think Whitaker versus Adesanya is happening. Supposedly it's not happening until 2022 because of everything going on in the world right now. But no, I think Cannonier could maybe, if he wins and gets an impressive win, maybe he could be next in line and wait for Whitaker Adesanya 2 to play out. But I doubt it. I think, honestly, Darren Till might be next in line if he wins. And that's not necessarily fair, but that's just the way I see it. Both Weidman and McGregor are partial terminators now. Yep. I want to see Conor return against Tony Ferguson. This fight is awful. It almost makes me question why I love MMA. There's literally no punches, no kicks, no knees, nothing being thrown. They're just holding on for dear life, and it's just awful. I'm excited for tomorrow night, though. Make sure you guys come here tomorrow night for Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. We're going to have a lot of fun. Who do you guys want to see Conor McGregor return against? I think Chris Weidman may never return, honestly. And guys, listen to me right now. I'm talking to you. Like the stream right this second. It helps the channel out. So go like the stream right now. I'm talking to you. You're thinking about it. It takes 1 second to click the like button. So go click the like button for me. I'm watching this god-awful fight, so you don't have to. Just nothing going on. One of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. Ferguson versus McGregor should have happened in 2017. Let's make it happen in 2022. Agreed. Why doesn't the UFC do Grand Prix or playoffs like PFL? It's so many situations that would have worked out that way. I think what it is, and I get you, I like the ideas too, but what happens is they never end up working out anyway. Someone always ends up getting injured or this or that, and also they want to have the freedom to be able to do whatever they want, you know? So I think that's why, and I don't necessarily hate it because half the time people end up getting injured and the fights don't happen anyway. So do you think Conor wasted his prime years? Without a doubt, I think he did. I am a Conor McGregor hater, admittedly, but I also think he was overhyped. And I thought this and I know I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I can't back this up. You know, other than my friends could tell you, I guess. A couple of my friends who are in MMA can tell you. I thought he was overhyped from day one. From day one. And I was a Conor McGregor fan very early on. But he beat Chad Mendes coming off the couch. Didn't mean anything. The Aldo knockout was spectacular, but that was so early, the fight didn't even play out. He beat the brakes off Eddie Alvarez, solid win. I can't denounce that at all. He fought Nate Diaz twice, and I thought he lost both those fights. Nate Diaz, I love Nate Diaz, but Nate Diaz is not a world-class elite fighter. You know, and I know those fights were technically before the Eddie Alvarez fight, so I'm a little bit out of order. Then he fights Khabib, gets destroyed. Then he fights Cowboy. He gets a win. Okay, who cares about that? Then look, he fights Dustin Poirier twice, gets dominated. What are his quality wins? What are his wins? Aldo and Alvarez. Aldo and Alvarez. You know? And Eddie Alvarez fought terribly that night. Aldo, I get it. It was a good knockout, but a little bit fluky. And I'd be saying that if Aldo had gotten it too. And then he sits out for all these years doing other things. Mendes whoops him in a full camp. I agree 100%. 2016, McGregor would be ashamed about himself now. Money showed his true colors. I agree. He changed. Go watch one of his early interviews on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. He was a different guy. He was a different guy at that point in time. It's sad. It's sad because he lost all these prime years. And then now he's trying to fight Dustin Poirier over and over and over again. Like, what's he going to fight him 10 times until he can get a win? If he fights Poirier again and loses for a third time straight, what happens then? His mystique is already gone, and it should have been gone. Khabib wiped the floor with him, and people act like it was a close fight because he won the third round when Khabib was just toying with him on the feet, slapping him on the feet and stuff. The fact that UFC is allowing him to retain his featherweight title after fighting at welterweight twice and losing once, and then also fights for the lightweight title while being featherweight champ is something that will never be done again. Agreed, it was ridiculous. He's never defended a belt. How can he hold on to it for that long with no, consequences? He should have been stripped. But in his defense, he did do all this within 1 year. So I have to say that. Oh. Oops. Ooh. He could have been a god. If he would have defended the belt a couple times, people would have thought he's one of the best of all time. He felt real back then. I could respect him. Now he's fake. I can't stand him. The UFC still go on even if he never fights again. Agreed. And his personality has just become more unlikable. I stopped liking him before the Chad Mendes fight. He got annoying. Hey, Joe, is this the prelims? No, it's the main card right now. His fighting style used to be fantastic, but he lost it all after chasing paychecks. I think his fight style is still fantastic. But he can't perform against elite level guys. It's just not happening. What a terrible fight. I can't believe the crowd's even cheering. Dante Schiro. What a terrible fight. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. Yeah, the guy's apologizing because the fight was so bad. Yeah, I think what it was is Dustin Poirier beat the brakes off of him in the first fight. So, he needed something to amp himself up for the third fight. And it was terrible. It was manufactured. It was unrealistic. He said he respected him so much before the second fight in January. But he's pissed because he lost. He got pissed because he lost. Poirier answered the reporter's question for him. Why was so friendly back in January, but now all the hatred now? And Poirier said it's because he got knocked the fuck out, and that's the truth. Yeah, Sean Strickland is mad annoying. I get what you're saying. He says the weirdest stuff, but I don't even care. I don't pay no attention to him. He's nobody at this point in time, and he's probably going to get beat up by Luke Rockhold. Cocky in prediction, confident in preparation, but always humble in victory or defeat. That quote just sounds so hypocritical now. It's always been that way. He's never been humble in victory and defeat. That's a myth. After the fights, he immediately following the fights, he was humble. He was humble. But in the next couple days and weeks, he did nothing but make excuses after every fight, whether it was Nate Diaz, Khabib Nurmagomedov, whoever. He was constantly making excuses, maybe not on the night, but in the immediate afterwards. Like a week or two later, him and his excuses were making a bunch of excuses. Do you see Paddy Pimblett winning his debut? Probably, but I haven't seen either one of those guys fight too much, so I'm not the best expert on that one. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. But he's getting a lot of hype. I don't know if it's just because people like the way he talks and stuff like that. But my guess is the UFC matched him up the way they did because they see him potentially becoming something. I know that's a whole lot of nothing, but they didn't. My guess is they didn't give him a killer to begin with. So. We're about to get to the main event, by the way, guys. Do you see Patty? How do you think CT? What's going on, man? Always good to see you. How do you think Cody Garbrandt will do at flyweight? I think he has a chance to do very well. I don't know, but he doesn't have those long range strikers that can really keep the distance on him and beat him up. And he's probably going to be one of the very few with knockout power there. So I think Cody Garbrandt can do well. Whether or not that means he can beat the likes of Askar Askarov and Brandon Moreno, I don't know. But I think he can perform at a high level there. And I think he will eventually fight for a title there. I don't know when that'll be. But he's got a good fight ahead of him against Kai Kara France, and I think that's a winnable fight for him. I want to see how the weight cut affects him as well. Oh man, can you imagine his KO power at flyweight? Dude's going to be in Nagano of the division. That's what I want to see, if that still exists at flyweight. I don't know if draining his body is going to take away something from him. Don't forget, CT, I'm streaming the UFC fights tomorrow, so make sure you come by. It's about to be the main event for Bellator 265. Not that anyone cares. I'd like to see Cody versus Figueiredo at flyweight. I think that'd be a fun matchup. I'm mad we didn't get it last year. I'm going to go with Cheick Kongo, but to be honest, I'm not sure. Unless you're talking about Phil Davis versus Yoel Romero, which you're showing the promo for right now, I'll go with Yoel Romero. I think Yoel Romero is going to beat Phil Davis up badly. I think Phil Davis is just, I'm not impressed with Phil Davis at all. I mean, all he is just he's a terrible striker. He's not involved at all. He's a decent wrestler with some decent submissions, but other than that, he KO'd Pat Barry, right? Yeah. Multiple times. That fight was insanity. They were both hurt so many times. I can't wait to see Yoel Romero at 205. He's going to look nasty. They asked him if they're going to see a slugfest. Same here. He's pretty much like a specialist, but isn't that great at what he does? You know, he's not going to take down Romero or even hurt him. I'm just excited to see Yoel. Yeah, I hope the fight doesn't turn out to be a dud somehow. He almost looks like he's got dentures in. Who cared about that interview? He's scary at 205. Can you imagine Yoel with even more power, cardio, and even better chin that's scary to anyone in the division? Yoel Romero has the best chin of anyone I've ever seen, probably. Main event. Khabib has been asked way too many questions, and I think he's given his honest opinion. But I think Khabib is just a different animal, honestly, and I think it's a bad look. I know he's just given his opinion, but it's a very, very bad look. It just looks like he's talking shit on guys, and I think Aldo is fighting to be the best in the world. I just think Khabib is a different animal when it comes to MMA. He can never see himself. There's guys that wilt under certain conditions. Almost everyone does it. Khabib is a guy I don't think would ever tap. Khabib is a guy I don't think would ever stop. You know, like how Derek Lewis curled up in a ball and waited for the referee to save him. Khabib would never do that no matter what happened. He would keep trying to get out of that situation. He's not going to curl up and let a referee to stop him. And I just think he hates on those guys because of his level of competitiveness is just unheard of. So I don't like it, but I think he's given his honest opinion. Bellator really needs to get on getting some better fighters. I know they're working on it, but it's just been awful. Damn. There we go. It's like MJ nagging his teammates. Yeah. Does anybody watch the Weighing In podcast with Big John and Josh Thompson? I'm just curious. I don't, but I've seen it a little bit here and there. I was just curious. I just thought of it because they're both on the Bellator broadcast. What are your guys' favorite MMA channels? I'm curious. Let me know in the chat. What is your guys' favorite MMA channels? Yes, there is, my friend. Let me let you know. I am excited for Pantoja versus Royval. I think Pantoja versus Royval should be good. I also always like to see Brian Kelleher fight. That's on the prelims. Somebody told me I'm not super familiar with these guys. Roosevelt Roberts versus Ignacio. I can't even pronounce his last name. Someone told me to check out that fight. But to answer your question, I'm excited to see Brian Kelleher fight on the prelims. I'm excited to see Pantoja versus Royval. I think that's probably the second best fight on the card. The other ones, I'm not really too excited for Clay Guida versus Marco Madsen. Parker Porter, Chase Sherman's another bum heavyweight fight. Trevin Jones versus guys whose name I cannot pronounce. It's not the greatest card. When you say MMA podcast, what is he? Is he by himself and he just talks about the current events in MMA? True point. Those are fighters that just don't fold under pressure and don't get intimidated or quit or anything like that. Like Usman, Max, Gaethje, Moreno, all those guys. Yes, there's guys who, how many times, and I feel like I've never heard anyone mention this on any videos ever I've ever watched about MMA. There's certain guys, when they start to lose, they wilt. And they just kind of give up. Before the fight's even over, you just already know it's over. And there's just certain guys who will never do that. Kelvin Gastelum will never do that. No matter how dire it is, he will fight until he cannot fight anymore. Derek Lewis, not the same. Yeah, it's not a great card. Luckily, I'll be streaming for it. So you can hang out with me and watch it. It's time for the main event. So let me know what you mean by podcast. He gives his thoughts on stuff that's going on in the MMA community. Then his fans ask him questions and he answers them on the podcast. I feel like that's what my live streams are, though. So I don't know. Maybe when I get my channel a little bit bigger and there's so many questions I can't keep up with them. But it's hard doing those long form videos without a significant amount of questions. I'll have to check out what he does. I have seen some of the Weasel's content, and he does a good job. I like his content. It's crazy to me. He grew that channel so big, and all he does is pictures. Weighing in pod and this, and that's about it. I don't like Chael's channel. He's just constantly saying misinformation, but I get it. He's a great storyteller. I've watched a little bit of the weighing in pod, but to be honest, I've stopped watching all MMA content on YouTube because I'm too busy doing my own. So I don't have time to watch the others, And all my free time I spend doing this channel, pretty much. Cheick Kongo is walking out. Yeah, I honestly, and no one else will hear anybody else say this, I think Chael's hard up for money. He will post a 5-minute video with an intro, an outro, and an ad. His own personal ad, not a YouTube ad. And he will talk about nothing. So I think he's just pumping out videos for revenue, honestly. I don't think he cares if they're substantive. He just wants a video to put out there to get views so he can collect some of that revenue. So I would not doubt if Chael is somehow hard up for money and that's why he does that. I mean, I remember when Hamzat was on fire, he did like 25 videos about Hamzat within like a week. Disgusting. I think he's just looking for some clicks, not to give any substantive opinion. And then, it is what it is. But I get it. He's a good storyteller, and that's why people like him. And I used to watch him a lot more, but I feel like he's changed recently in the last year or so, and it's kind of been awful. But I get he's fun. Guys, I need to get to 1,200 subscribers. Why am I getting... It's been slowing down a little bit. I think because not much MMA has been going on. I want to get to that 1,200 subscribers. Chael doesn't need money. He's just Bellator money, ESPN money, UFC money. He's a smart marketer. I don't know, man. I know absolutely nothing. I get it that he's been paid. But who knows? He could be one of those people that just spent all his money and we don't know it, or he was in a lot of debt. It's just crazy that he's just pumping out so much stuff. It'll be a 5-minute video with an intro, an outro, and an ad. Come on now. There's got to be something more to it. And Chael's wrong about so much stuff. That's what I don't like as well. He's constantly saying wrong information. He acts like he knows everything just because he used to be a UFC fighter. I remember when he was talking mad shit. Charles Oliveira isn't going to get a title shot. Charles Oliveira isn't. You know, I don't think I'm wrong to say that. He's not going to. And look what happened. He doesn't. I don't feel like he knows anything when it comes to that inside info stuff. But that's just my opinion. Who am I? I'm just a guy. But who knows? He could be hard up for money. Main event is about to begin. Cheick Kongo looking thick as hell. Mike Beltran with the mustache. But he could just be trying to stay relevant. But I just think it's disturbing. You know, I'm trying to be relevant too. But I'm not spamming 10 videos about the same guy just because he's going to, you know, it's hot right now. Look at the way he campaigns for Conor McGregor every chance he gets. Cheick Kongo is getting pressured hard. I would not doubt if he gets KO'd right here. Cheick Kongo is running for his life. How is Cheick Kongo still fighting? How old is he? And Cheick Kongo's always been in great shape. Yeah. I can't believe I'm even watching this card, to be honest. Cheick Kongo is running for his life. What is going on here? His back is against the cage, and he's just sprinting side to side. He's not throwing any strikes. Is he just here for a paycheck? He's going to lose. He's going to lose. I'm calling that right now. Yeah, but we don't know that net worth of $10 million is really true. We haven't seen his financial records. I'm open to the belief that it's possible, but I don't necessarily believe that. Chael just strikes me as the type of guy that would end up in a serious debt or something. We may hear about it one day. I could see Chael Sonnen files for bankruptcy. Kongo jabbing him to death. Kongo pressing forward now, finally. Kongo just jabbing his face off now. The jab is landing nonstop. How old is Cheick Kongo is a real question. Cheick Kongo just back against the fence. Another reason I don't like Bellator as much, I don't like the circular cage. I like the octagon. I like that there's angles to cut people off at, rather than just a circle. Yeah, exactly. Well, my net worth's huge if you know my assets, but that doesn't mean it's paid off. You can owe a $10 million house and have $9 million in debt on it. Net worth is so subjective. I don't believe any of that, to be honest. I get it if you do. But I don't believe that. Cheick Kongo's just back is against the fence constantly. All he's doing is throwing a jab. Both of these guys are terrible. Bellator should be ashamed that this is a main event of one of their cards. Cheick just throwing nonstop jabs. Thanks for joining the live stream, Devin, by the way. I appreciate you. I'll be streaming tomorrow night as well if you care to join. But how would they even know? They don't know if the bank has if he has a loan on it. But either way, there's no way neither one of us can know if we're right or not. So one day when Chael files for bankruptcy, we'll both know. We can come back here to this video and comment on it. And again, I have no idea. I'm just speculating here. The only reason I can think of the way he pumps videos is crazy. This fight is awful. Nice right hand by Kharitonov. Kongo looks awful. He's ranked number 3. He drops Kongo with a jab. He drops Kongo with a jab. Hurt him. Big right hand. Kongo's hurt. Kongo's back is against the cage and he's just leaning, bobbing and weaving Anderson Silva style. Nowhere near as good though. French fries, what's going on, my friend? Cheick Kongo is turning his back and running away. Kharitonov is just chasing him down. This fight's terrible. He's looking to finish him. Uppercut. Uppercut. Looking for a knee. Big right hand. Kongo's not even fighting back. How old is this guy? This is an awful fight. But it's kind of fun. 10 seconds to go in the first round. Cheick Kongo appears to stop fighting with 10 seconds to go. He's turned his back. He turned his back 100%. 1 second to go in the round. There was a... What the hell is going on here? What's going on, Andrew? What's going on, French fries? What's going on, Devin? What's going on, Anthony? What's going on, CT? Thank you all for joining me on this lovely live stream. Yeah, I try to watch everything, but this card is all full. I just like doing the live streams. I told you guys I'm going to try to stream more. So every chance I get, if I got some free time, especially if there's some MMA on, I'll just watch it and let you guys know what's going on, even if you don't watch it. Looks like Cheick Kongo got kicked by the toe. Got a toe in the eye. He turned his back 100%. His face was right at the cage while the fight was still going on. The jab on the chin dropped Kongo. Cheick Kongo versus Kharitonov. Guys, make sure you join me tomorrow night for the UFC fights. Let me know in the chat right now. Are you guys coming back tomorrow night for the UFC fights? I expect you to be in my stream. It makes watching the fights more enjoyable for me. For these smaller cards. Kongo's just back is against the fence. Woodley stop. Drops him with another jab. Kharitonov's dropping him with a jab repeatedly. What the hell? What is going on here? Kongo looks awful. Kharitonov's just walking him down, stumbling him with jabs. He's done it 3 times now. Cheers from Nova Scotia, Canada. You're the best. Is he getting dominated? Kongo's getting dominated, but he just hurt Kharitonov a little bit. He's landed some jabs. It's a weird fight. I would say he's getting dominated, but he's had his moments too. And when I say his moments, he's landed a couple jabs too. He's just not fighting. Now all of a sudden, Kongo's moving forward. Kongo's moving forward now. A jab hurts Kongo again. He shoots in on a double leg. It's stuffed by Kharitonov. Both guys are exhausted. It's only the second round, and it's only a minute in the second round. He hurts Kongo with another jab. What is going on here? Kongo looking for the double leg. Almost got an illegal knee. What is going on here? Kongo's just up against the fence running for his life. If he gets dropped with another jab, just let the ref step in. How is he getting dropped repeatedly with a jab? Kharitonov just walking him down. Cheick Kongo just has his back clearly against the cage, doing absolutely nothing. All right, now Cheick Kongo's throwing his jab out there. Jab to the body by Kharitonov. Right hand to the body. Kongo's now moving forward, lands a two-piece. What a bizarre fight, guys. What a bizarre fight. Kharitonov has hurt Cheick Kongo 3-4 times with a jab. I don't know how that's possible. Jab to the body. Kongo just loves having his back against the fence. He's almost stumbling against the fence because his back is just flat against it. His butt, his legs, and his back are against the cage right now. Kongo will randomly kind of explode forward, and then he'll just go back to fighting the way he was. It's bizarre. Another jab by Kharitonov makes Cheick Kongo run for his life. Kongo throws a left hook. Kongo needs to retire, honestly. Even if he wins this fight, he needs to retire. He looks just like a fish out of water. Kongo's still back against the cage. Another jab. Jab to the body. Kharitonov looks like he's ready to measure up this knockout punch. But both guys look tired, and it's only 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes left in the second round. Kongo just keeps running for his life. His back is flat against the cage. He's just moving side to side, just rubbing against the cage the whole time. Kongo explodes with a knee to the body. Lands. Nice jab by Kongo. Oh, Kongo lands a nice flurry. Now he's looking for the takedown. He has the back while they're on the feet. He trips him down, but the guy grabs the fence with both hands, interlocking the hands. And he's not blocking. Kongo's beating him up against the fence. Kongo's going to come back. Kongo looking for the double leg. It's getting stuffed. Kongo had a trip. This guy took both of his hands, shoved them in the fence. Big knee by Kongo. Kongo looking for the finish. Kongo looking for the finish. He has the Muay Thai clinch. Now he's looking for the takedown. Kharitonov grabbing the fence again. What are you doing, ref? They need to take a point for him for grabbing the fence. He gets taken down. Kongo's on top. Half guard. I think he's going to finish him. He looks exhausted. Kongo's beating him up on the ground. I think they're going to stop the fight, honestly, pretty soon. He's just beating him up. He's exhausted. He's not moving. What a comeback from Kongo. He looked terrible. The ref's looking at it. He's trying to give up his back. He's about to get Von Flu choke. Kongo full mounts him. Kongo's got him in full mount. The referee's already looking close at it. All he needs to do is throw a couple punches here. There's 30 seconds in the second round. He's on full mount and he's throwing punches back like that. Hammer fist from Kongo. Ref's looking at it close. 21 seconds to go. Now he's giving up his back to Kongo, probably begging for Kongo to choke him unconscious here. Kongo needs to keep punching. Otherwise, this fight's going to keep going. There's only 12 seconds left in the second round. This fight is entertaining, but still, both guys are awful. Looking for the rear naked choke. Looks like he might have it locked up, but there's only 1 second. He taps with 1 second in the first round. There was 1 second left in the second round, and he tapped out right as the bell went. His tap was simultaneous with the bell. I should be elitist for some. I don't know if this dude has that much power. The other dude's chin isn't that good. Or combo both. Yeah, I don't know. They will go from here to the hospital. Your commentary is entertaining. Yeah. The fight was terrible, but also entertaining simultaneously. He tapped as the bell was ringing for the end of the round. Kongo looked awful. I want to see both those guys retire. I get they're fighting for Bellator. What a terrible fight. I don't know how the hell that happened. He tapped at 1 second. There was 1 second left. It wasn't simultaneous with the bell. I don't know. At least it seemed that way in slow-mo. As they had the audio in. Guys, don't forget to like the stream if you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'll be streaming Kelvin Gastelum, Jarrett Cannonier tomorrow. If you guys have any final questions, I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes until they read this decision, just for whatever reason. I don't know why. So if you guys have any last-minute questions you want to talk about. There was a big right hand that originally rocked him, but he grabbed the fence. He was hurt badly. He had all 10 fingers interlocked in the cage, defending a takedown. All 10. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You could say Conor McGregor. Submission. Yep. What's going on, Theo? Big knee. I would like to see it go to the next round. If he'd have just hold out for 1 more seconds. 1 more second, he would have survived. With 1 second to go. They would have both been so exhausted. Alright, guys. Thanks for joining me for the stream. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like the stream. I will see you tomorrow night for UFC Vegas. I think it's 34. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Thank you all for joining me.